you want to get to that quick and dirty prototyping stage as quickly as possible. So if it's a pair of headphones, for example, you can go grab a pair of our existing headphones, grab a pair of scissors, cut the wires, and now you've got something that simulates wireless. When I mentioned before that we started with cloth and wire and foam and tape, hot glue, all that good stuff, that's what it looks like. That's what that process, and this is even 2 to 3 weeks into the process. It literally started with things like string and a couple old cut up earbuds and a couple little pieces of like, I don't even remember at this point, I think it was silly putty or something. And then we got to this stage, a little higher resolution, and you're going from kind of low fidelity to high fidelity along the way. Then all you have to do is add some weight on there and some other things, whatever you're trying to convey or experiment around. If it's a new type of user interface or control mechanism, then you need to figure out a way to give that tactile feedback to somebody. If it's all about fit and the shape, and how you want it to mold around the neck or how you want it to morph or twist, then you experiment with things like that. We had some ideas about, oh, cool, you can flex it, change its shape, basically wear it any way that you want to. And then, what is that going to look like on? How is that going to fit? And where is that position going to be in the neck? When we started, we literally wanted to be this tiny, just this tiny little thing, super discreet, about 10 millimeters thick. And then we just couldn't find battery technology. It hadn't gotten up to speed yet, and it just wasn't in the right place. We've definitely kept increasing in size as a result of our explorations. And some of it was actually better anyway for the user experience. We started in a place where we had the battery behind the neck, had kind of a really cool tapered shape, and it felt great on, but it just would not stay on the neck. So, and all you'd have to do is just hand it to a person. They spend about 2 seconds with it, wearing it, and that's where you get your information. That's where you get that crucial data. It's the unexpected. It's the things they say off the cuff that will surprise you. And then over here, so you'll notice we started from really flexible over here, a couple flexible ones in here, and then just from here to where we finally ended up. With the first prototypes from the factory, this was about 4 months of just waiting. And so going, well, I know I really, really want this, but until we open up all the tools, until we actually get everything up and running in a semi-production oriented fashion, I'm not going to be able to see that. I'm not going to be able to touch that or feel that. And that's kind of frustrating at times. I think that's the part where everybody kind of gets a little disheartened and freaks out a little bit. It's like, oh, this really stinks. But then when you see that first prototype roll off the line and you're like, wow, everything we wanted to do, they pulled it off. And it's a real glowing moment of achievement. You basically try to find analogs through existing materials, going to the hardware store. Like I said, we use wire and foam and hot glue, and the things would fall apart even in the middle of testing sometimes, but it doesn't matter. Because all you really are looking for is that quick validation that this is a good idea, like this could work. The scale is wrong and the proportion's wrong. There's no design wrapped around the object whatsoever. It's not really about that. It's just about how people feel when they use that thing, if they see the potential.